Good morning, Saturday morning coffee. My name is Lance McKinnon. How are you today? And I'm here with my co-host Tiffany and Linderman. Hi, Tiffany. How are you this Saturday?
I'm great. I'm thankful to be here today. It's been a wonderful morning, and I'm so thrilled to be here with you. Do we have a special guest here today?
I don't know. Do we have a special guest here today?
Oh goodness. Okay, I
Can
think we
you
sent
look
the
and
invite
see?
out.
Can you look and see if we have a special guest?
Okay. Oh wait, yes, here he is. Oh my God. Okay, I am just so excited.
Oh, I didn't realize today's special guest on Saturday morning coffee is the one and only Tony Collins. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Good morning. Thank you for joining us today.
Good to be here.
Good to be here. We are honored to have you on Saturday morning coffee. We know that you're a man on the go. You have a lot of things going on, and once again, another Penn Yan native. Tiffany has not been to Penn Yan yet, but she's honorary. We'll get her there today. So, but yeah, well, just go ahead and you know what? I know the whole thing, but tell us about Tony. Tell our followers a little bit about Tony.
Oh wow, man. Well, see, you know about Penn Yan. You're a lot younger than I am. I got there in 1959 when I was a baby. My parents moved up, and it was about 16 of us.
Yes.
So
on Collins
a lot
Road.
of athletes, and we all played football. We played basketball. We played all sports. And I had an older brother that was I thought was probably better than all of us. His name was Morris. We called him Moose. And,
I remember Moose.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we all wanted to make it to the NFL. And one of the things that I talk about a lot is how your words have power. And I remember probably like 9-10 years old. I went to my mom and I told my mom, I didn't say I wanted to. I said, Mom, I'm going to play in the NFL. Not knowing what I was doing at the time, but I was speaking my future into the present. And but the crazy thing about it was what she said to me after I said that to her. I said, Mom, I'm going to play in the NFL. And then she said, son, whatever you put your mind to, you can make it happen. And at that moment, I knew I was going to play in the NFL because my mom believed in me. And so it was. I can't describe it. It wasn't that I was cocky. It was. I just knew at the age of 10 that I was going to be there. And see, another thing that I tell kids all the time, you have to become what you believe. We had this long backyard, and me and all our brothers would be out playing in the backyard, and my brothers would go inside, and I would stay outside all by myself, pretending to be in the NFL. I was out there making moves on the air. I heard the crowd roar. I heard the cheerleaders cheer. And at the age of 10 or 11, wherever I was in the NFL already in my mind. At the age of 11, I just knew I was going to get there, man. But, it's just not, you just can't believe. You got to put some work into it. One thing that really kind of sparked my work ethic is that my brother Moose, he made the varsity team his freshman year. No one's ever done that. And so when I got to be a freshman, I wanted to make the varsity my freshman year, and I didn't make it.
Was that still Coach Nowhere?
Coach Nowhere was the coach, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. So did you originally start the 4 rip right?
That was the play I made all my touchdowns. 4 rip right.
Because even in my day, we're going to run a 4 rip right till we can't run it anymore, and then we're going to run a rip left, and then we're going to go back to the 4 rip right. And I wanted to know where it originated from.
I don't know. When I got there my freshman year, that was already in the playbook. So it was Tom Nowhere who got the 4 rip right.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, and Coach Noah was absolutely wonderful, wonderful man. He taught
Yeah,
he taught a lot of us boys, changed us into men. Coach Miner, all of them. But yeah,
absolutely.
keep on.
Coach Miner is another coach that I learned a lot from. He was more of a defensive coach, and I played linebacker, and till the day, he's still one of the closest friends I have as far as him coaching me. Just a great guy and great person.
Yeah, I cannot speak highly enough of Coach Miner.
Yeah,
I was a defensive guy, and man, they don't make men like him anymore. And he can give the best halftime speeches ever. Uh, and he has a heart of gold. And Coach
yeah.
Miner is just a wonderful man. But go
Yep.
ahead and continue.
Well, so that failure that I had, and I tell kids all the time, don't be afraid to fail. But that failure put a spark in me that I wanted to work harder. Um, so at that moment, I was the first one on the field. I was the last one off the field. I was the first one in the weight room. I was the last one out of the weight room. One of the things that I took, actually, my father actually told me about this. He says, if you want to be the best at what you do, you can't do what everybody else is doing. And so I was doing the extra. Just running early in the morning. I just wanted to be the best football player that I possibly could be, and it paid off for me. The believing in the work. A lot of people, they can have all the faith in the world, but if they don't do any work, you just got dead faith. So you got to put that work in, and I put it in, and we had a great year, my senior year in high school. Actually, I got to tell you this story. It's a pretty cool story. We Me and Christy, another player on the team, we went to this interview, and the guy was interviewing us because we were top in our conference or whatever, and the guy was interviewing us, and somehow I got on the subject that I was going to make it to the NFL, and so he said. He said to me, he said, do you know what your chances are of making to the NFL out of Indiana Academy? He says they're about 100,000 to 1. And so this is how confident I was. I said to him, so you're saying I got a chance? That was my answer to him. And so, and the crazy thing about it is, not only did I made it to the NFL, Chris made it to the NFL as well. Drafted by the Patriots. We both got drafted by the same team. Pretty cool. 1981.
Yes, I remember as a kid playing. While you were playing, I was playing on the mud field behind the bleachers with Isaac and Corey and.
Right.
And I played on that long field in your backyard many times and skinned my shins up too. So, but we always kept hearing your name and everything else like that. So I thought Chrissy went on to Washington. I didn't realize you guys both got drafted to the same team.
Got it.
You're good.
Okay. I don't know where I was at.
You and Chrissy being traded. Chrissy got traded.
Yeah. Chris, I got drafted in the second round by the Patriots. Chrissy got drafted in the 12th round by the Patriots, and Chris got released, and the Washington Redskins picked him up. And that year, the Washington Redskins won the Super Bowl, so he got a Super Bowl ring. So that was good. That was good for him,
Good, absolutely. And you had an amazing career in the NFL. And I'm just going to come out and say, obviously, my family and your family, we were relatively close there in the Pinyon.
Yeah.
And my dad was the biggest Patriots fan ever. I drifted off and I became an Eagles fan. Don't know why. I think it was from sports night from underneath St. Michael's Church. but that's a whole nother story.
What made you pick the Eagles?
There was a barefoot kicker by the, and I believe that year they might have had too many adult beverages underneath St. Michael's, and he spilled spaghetti sauce into Franco Harris's lap, and got up and he walked out of the lower part of St. Michael's. And I remember looking at my dad and going, I want to be a fan of whatever team he's on.
That's crazy.
And ever since then, I was an Eagles fan. And I'm not going to pull out his name, but I think everybody knows who the barefoot kicker was out of Philadelphia.
I got you.
I'd love to ask a question, because I think all of these wonderful things brought you to where you're at today. But what are the things that I think I'd love to hear, or what's most important to you? And I happened to see a beautiful video of a little girl, I assume your granddaughter, that I would love to hear about who she is, and just what's most important to you in life, being all the things that you've been exposed to.
I actually have 11 grandkids and two twins on the way. So I have a lot of grandkids. I love all my grandkids. The little special bond that I have with Tammy is because of her mother. When I was with Colette, her mom's name is Colette. When Colette was a little girl, I was in a pretty bad state. I wasn't, I was going through the drugs and going through different things in my life. I wasn't a good father. And Tammy looks just like Colette when she was a little baby. So I really get a chance to, I guess, see Colette grow up again. You know what I mean? And that's pretty cool. But Cammy's a little special little girl. She's something else. I got a lot of special grandkids, but we have that little bond together.
You look good in that suit, though. I'm gonna say you wore it well.
Did you see me running though? That's the key. I think I still got it.
Oh yeah, you still got it. I couldn't run it. I don't even think I could fit into it personally. But no, but you've gone on since NFL. There was their highs, there was the lows. I remember as a child, like when you came home, you'd come back with Reggie Branch and a couple of other guys, and like we were all in awe, and and you always took the time to to stop and talk to us. Like I said, I hung out with your nephews, Corey and Isaac and Frankie and Daryl and James, and so we all came up together. But whenever you came home, you always took the time. And I know you're doing a lot in Penn Yan, but you had your highs, you had your lows. You wrote a book about it. Can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Yeah, it's something. Just tell you the whole facts that I got a second chance in life, and not too many people get that. I actually overdosed, and God gave me a second chance, and I didn't know why at the time, because even after I overdosed, I would stay clean, and I would use. I would stay clean for months, and I would use. I would stay clean for almost 2 years, then I would use again, back and forth, and that was going on for about 18 years. And I was, in a bad place. I had been to the top, man. I had made it to the Pro Bowl, and it's all because of a choice. I tell kids all the time, you got to watch the choice that you're making. My 4th year in the league, I made a choice to start taking painkillers. The painkillers led to marijuana. From marijuana, it went to cocaine, and that led me to being suspended for a whole entire year. All the hard work and all the things that I had done to get to where I wanted to be, I made a choice a lot of bad choices, and God spared my life, and that's my story. Uh, and the way He spared my life is through another person. My wife that's with me right now is my lifesaver. Without her being in my life, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. So, and God made that happen. So I just thank God all the time, and I know I'm here for a reason, and so God spared my life. So I just want to tell my story. Actually, I had stopped telling my story. To be totally honest with you, I have been going through some different things as far as going through the concussion stuff. And, so I can't travel anymore by myself. I have to have my wife with me at all times, and so it's something that I'm dealing with. But I know I got to keep telling my story, and so I've been trying to get on Facebook and Instagram, TikTok. I'm on right now too, and just get my story out to let people know that you don't have to give up, you don't have to quit. And I just want to just help as many people as possible. One of the things that I love is that one of the greatest things that you could possibly do is help someone that you don't even know, and that's what I want to do.
And you are doing that too. And you brought up CTE. That is a serious issue right now in all around NFL football, and not just
Absolutely.
NFL. It's all around sports. I remember.
Yeah.
Because when we played, when you played, when you saw the little birdies, Coach Miner.
You get the smelling sauce, you go back in the game.
You get the smelling sauce and go back in the game, and you weren't sure what your name was. But just follow the ball.
Oh, it's too funny, man.
But the game has changed, and and I'll pray for you because obviously CTE has really affected a lot of athletes. And I know from my years of playing, I'm turning 50 years old, and I can see some of the things.
You're young, man. You're young.
Young. I took a lot of hits. We didn't have the biggest line, and we kept running that rip right, so they knew where I was going. So but you can tell things have changed, and I'm glad the game is developing.
Yeah. It's better for the players, man. It really is.
It's better for the players. What would you say to the current NFL players today? Because I was having this conversation earlier. The salaries that you made back in the day and to the salaries that these guys are making now.
Incredible, huh?
Astronomical, but you're also it's like giving a 16-year-old the keys to a Lamborghini and asking them to act like an adult.
Right. I mean, it's back then. Once I got out of the league, they started having different things for rookies that were coming to them. They had rookie seminars. When I got into the league, we didn't have any type of rookie seminars to talk about money and different things with that. What was going on? Okay, so this is 1981. I'm a second round draft pick. Okay, a second round draft pick today, their signing bonus is going to be at least probably about $2 million. At least $2 million. Their signing bonus. My signing bonus was $60,000, and I thought I was the richest guy in the world. I got $60,000, but it's totally different now. And the thing about it is, man, these guys are making a lot of money, and you hope they do their money right. I didn't do my money right because I was going through all the stuff that I went through, but they're making enough money now that they can play 4 or 5 years in the league and retire and save that money and build on it, But I just hope the guys understand,
course, and I would say too, that's a great sentiment because I'm a true believer of the Walter Payton Award, and I think that anybody who's nominated for the Walter Payton Award has won the Walter Payton Award, because there's a lot of great stories in that. But I do believe that you're on a platform, and a lot of these new athletes are on a platform, and some of them kind of wilding out a little bit, you know. But kids today are following that, they're immunizing that, So I really hope that a lot of them just kind of understand, as you're an NFL player.
But the big thing about it is, back when I was playing, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have none of that stuff. So but the guys today, man, there's the social media is out there so much. You can't do anything and people won't find out about it. So they gotta be very, very careful.
Very, very careful. And I understand you were just recently on ESPN.
Yeah, we did a little segment with Gamby for her birthday. I actually, after her birthday, I did another. I think I was in a Tiana or whatever, when they beat the game comes out. I did that for my grandson, so I dress up for them all the time. But yeah, we did a little thing on ESPN. It went out pretty well.
Mm-hmm. Good. And so now your message is, I think, you said that your wife saved you, but I truly believe that God is giving you a second chance, because, I was just back in Penn, and you and I were talking at that time, and you're like, we had just kind of missed each other from being home. But you've really impacted a lot of people in Penn. You impacted my career, of trying to embolizing to get to that next level. Unfortunately, I didn't have the knees. But there's a lineage of the Collins family that has gone on to do many things. We won't mention all of them. They know who they are. But one of the most important things is that, it's about making a difference in people's lives. And what you're doing is great, because you know what? Most people would shy away of saying, I failed. And you're embracing that. And you don't, I know personally from knowing you that you don't want somebody else to go through the same thing that you did.
And that's exactly why I tell my story. And the crazy thing about it is, God allowed me to go through all that stuff with the drugs, and lo and behold, in Penn or in that area, kids are dying, and are still dying, I believe, with opiates or all this stuff that's going on, and so he spared my life to go right back where I grew up at, and to help people out. And so we're trying to do that. And like I said, I can't travel as much as I want anymore, but we're gonna try to use the social media thing to get the word out and get people to purchase a book. The book is called Broken Road: Turn My Message to a Message. You can go to Amazon and get it from there. Or if you want a signed copy, which is actually going to be cheaper, you can just DM me on my Facebook page or my Instagram page.
Wait a sec, I'm DMing you right now for a free book.
He didn't say free, he said cheaper.
but he understands that.
I know.
That's Penn talk.
Bro code, I know.
That was a free Emmy. But we would love, Tiffany and I would love a copy of your book, and then we would love to air it out there to everybody, so we can get it out to the world, so everybody can hear your story. I know that you do an annual golf tournament, and you bring in a lot of people for that golf tournament. What's that all about?
Well, actually, with the COVID thing that went on, we haven't done it now in 2 years. And so, and dealing with, the things that I'm dealing with, I don't know if that's going to happen because I just can't travel as much as how I want to travel anymore. You know what I mean? So, right now, I don't know, but it's almost like I don't think we're going to do it again. I still want to keep doing things in Pinyan, come back as much as I can, but we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And as Lance was saying, I think we definitely want to make sure we'll put links and to your book, Amazon.
Okay.
We'll also make sure they have your Facebook information because you have these amazing videos that you're sharing, just wonderful blessings to the world. So I think, yeah, we'll make sure that's all included in your bio.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, and I know it's Saturday, and you are a man on the go. And I just want to say personally, it's an honor to be able to sit here to have this conversation with you and Tiffany on a Saturday morning, Saturday morning coffee with Lance and Tiffany, to hear your story that we can share it to the world, because we never know who might hear this story, who might be struggling. And, and we're all carrying invisible backpacks. And if you say that not just this past year, or we all are carrying something, but even in the previous years, people are hiding stuff. We're all carrying something, and
Right.
we all have to realize that we're not alone. And that's the key thing. And then the first thing is admitting it to yourself and knowing that you're not alone, and that there's others out there. There's help. And
Absolutely.
and you put your faith in the good Lord, and He'll guide you and direct you. You might not understand the path, but He has a path for you.
So you sound like you're preaching now, huh?
A little bit. well,
I totally agree with you, man. Absolutely, every word that you said is absolutely dead on. You see, here's the thing. What if everybody tried to help somebody? What if? Everybody was kind to everybody. What if? And so that's the thing. It's all about giving back. It's all about giving, because when you give, you're gonna always receive anyway. So you might as well be a giver. It's a crazy world that we live in, but it can be a nice, peaceful one. And that's what I have right now. I have peace with my grandkids, with my wife, and everything is good.
Nope. And when we say, when we talk about give, we don't have to talk about monetary or anything. I always tell everybody the best.
No.
The best thing you give somebody, you is just give somebody your time.
That's it.
And be kind. Open a door. Smile. Say hello.
There you go.
You never know whose life you're changing by a simple gesture. And my father always taught me, and I know your father, I know the whole Collins Road is. You never walk past somebody without saying hello.
That's it. Yeah. That's it.
You never walk past anybody without saying hello. And Tony, thank you. I know that you are making a difference in so many lives. You made a difference in my life. And I know there's so many more people that once they read your book and continue to hear your story, it's going to make a difference to them. It's going to resonate to them, because there's a lot of people out there that are not dealing with what they need to be dealing with. And by hearing you tell it, it's going to be opening eyes, and you're just making an absolutely difference. And thank you very much. And just keep making a difference.
And I'm just going to say, Tony, you're a rock star. And I love that you're so open with your story, because everyone does need to hear it. And I have to say, your wife is a saint. I know I didn't get to meet her. We didn't all meet her, but just hearing about what a difference she made in your life, she's a beautiful woman. So I'm thankful that you were able to share her part of the story as well.
She's something special, absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Can we get a big cheers for us at Saturday morning? All right.
Cheers.
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 All right. Thank you, Tony.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.